What is that you're reading, Azalina? Oh, this? It's the Odyssey. I quite enjoy Epic the Musical and the Percy Jackson series. Oh, well, I really like Epic the Musical too. The songs are really good. I just love the ending of Mutiny, where Odysseus pleads with his men not to slaughter Apollo's cows. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but the cows belonged to Helios, not to Apollo. But Apollo is the sun god. He took over from Helios after Helios died. Well, that's not true at all. Where did you learn that? It said so in Percy Jackson. Oh boy. Listen, the Percy Jackson books might be fun, but they're not 100% mythologically accurate. So does that mean that Apollo isn't really the sun god? This has kind of a complicated answer. Helios is primarily considered the god and personification of the sun. However, in later times he was syncretized with Apollo, who was primarily a god of music and poetry. Then who's the real sun god? In Greek mythology, there's no one true god of anything because there's so much overlap between different gods and goddesses. For example, Iris is called the messenger of the gods, despite primarily being the goddess of rainbows. And Hermes is also called the god of messengers. Oh, also Selene is primarily considered the goddess and personification of the moon. However, there are lots of deities associated with the moon, such as Hecate, Artemis, and Phoebe. So they're all the goddess of the moon? Well, yes and no. Just as Helios was syncretized with Apollo in later times, Artemis also became syncretized with Selene. Oh my. However, Phoebe is also considered a moon goddess, due to her being called the Titan goddess of prophecy, intellect, and the moon. Hecate is also associated with the new moon in particular, because of the holiday Deipnon, which was celebrated once a month on the night of the new moon to honor her. That sounds very, very complicated. It certainly can be. But I'm sure you won't find it as confusing if you learn a little more about it from some reputable sources. But if I can't get reputable information from Percy Jackson or from Epic the Musical, where am I supposed to get it from? I'd recommend starting with the classic sources. Here, you can borrow my copy of the Iliad.